One last time on the road before the Christmas break, the Oilers in mini. Will they winnie? We don't know. It's the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show, Oilers and Wild. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Edmonton Sports Talk. And Tom, Bellsy, and Benny back with you here on EST. No way.
Yeah.
We just finished up a great show. If you didn't catch it, Hello Hockey with Steve Staios, President GM of the Ottawa Senators. And then we just had Don Nakbar on, head coach of the Wenatchee Wild. All-time games coach leader in WHL history, chasing down Don Hay.
Yes.
For the wins title as well, which is great. Awesome story. Benny, you have a lot of content to choose from for social media. Tons.
Take my pick.
I feel like that new Westminster story where it's like just auto shed the minute you get on.
Yeah.
They're like, hockey did some crazy things.
Yes.
Buddy. Insane.
I liked his biting story too.
Biting Shane Corson on the cheek.
That one's pretty good.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what
You've got a lot to choose from. Yeah. Of course, the GCL Diesel Oil Stream brought to you by our good friends over at GCL Diesel Chem and the crew, providers of the best diesel engine components around, turbochargers to ejectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. Text us your thoughts, 780-218-9999. Jump into the nasty chat if you're watching over on YouTube as we get you set for this matinee matchup. The Minnesota Wild, we saw them here a couple of weeks ago. Wallstedt with the big game. They beat the Oilers 1-0. Edmonton played good that game. Edmonton's been better lately, coming off that big win over the Boston Bruins the other night and losing Tristan Jarry in the process. Lots to get into as the 17-12-6 Oilers take on the 21-9-5 Minnesota Wild. Bellsy, when you look at this matchup, the timing of it, afternoon game, back-to-back scenario for the Oilers. They play here in Edmonton tomorrow night against the Vegas Golden Knights. They had the day off yesterday. Mm-hmm. Are they tired? Are they worn out? We heard Steve Staios on Hello Hockey say there's no practice time right now.
Well, it's definitely a grind for sure.
Yeah.
You get into it. You're trying to preserve yourself as much as you can, take care of your body, and it's times like this that are hard, but it's going to come to an end quickly. They need to find a way to. They got to be ready for this because it's going to be a big game. It is a big game. Last time they played them, they played well, like you mentioned.
Yeah,
but they couldn't get past Wallstedt. So
I mean, he's on an all-time heater.
He is.
The Oilers caught him in the middle of that.
The reality is like even if that's the case, you still have to find a way to do it.
Well, they couldn't.
They got Hughes now. That's going to be another test. They've added. Obviously, Minnesota's added. They added him, and he's a big piece to the puzzle. And they got Kaprizov.
Yep.
They got Boldy. They got really good pieces. How much better is their game right now? So there's going to be some interesting storylines to this, but you can't. There's no time to be tired today. You got to be ready to go because if you're not, this team will light you up.
It's just incredible to see what Bill Guerin's been able to do. That was a monster trade a week ago, and we'll get our first look at the Oilers taking on Quinn Hughes and the Minnesota Wild. Kind of crazy to say that. One of 13 games on the schedule. Today, you've got the Flyers and Rangers going at it right now, 4-2. The Flyers lead that one late in the second, and then Detroit's up 4-1 over Washington in Washington in the second period. 2 minutes left there. So it went into the chill zone here at our EST studios, and that game's on the TV right now. Benny, when you look at this matchup, or are you a busy boy right now?
I can.
You got some time?
Yep.
How do you look at this Oilers Wild game?
This one's interesting. Obviously, the Wild with their injuries. I'm curious to see how they play. Obviously, we're not getting Wallstedt tonight or this afternoon, which is I think obviously an advantage for the Oilers. But Gustafson has been
good.
He's been good too.
Pretty much just as good. So, I'm very, very curious to see what Quinn Hughes is like in a Minnesota Wild jersey. Like, just I've seen highlights and stuff, and I've been really tuned into like just what kind of how he is. It looks so weird. Like you were saying, it just looks so weird that
it's
Quinn
bizarre.
Hughes is in a Wild jersey, but here we are. And I'm excited to see how he plays. they have their quarterback now on that power play. It used to be Zeev Buium, who's looking pretty good in Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
Now that they have Quinn Hughes, like, that power play looks ridiculous. I mean, guys, like, to me, the Minnesota Wild, like, it's crazy to say that one of the Colorado Avalanche, Dallas Stars, or Minnesota Wild are out in the first round this year. Like, that's how it is. And then another one of those teams out in the second round. Like, it's,
well, that's how it was last year too, right? In that division, Winnipeg was obviously the best team in the league. Colorado was starting to figure it out, and then Dallas. And it's like that division's so good, and it sucks to see one of those teams out in the first round. And partly why you think the first round is so good all the time, because you get elite matchups like that.
Yeah.
But is this not now a case of, should we not move to a 1-8?
Oh, I've always been in favor of that. Screw the divisional rivalries and stuff. I'm tired of watching the Oilers play the Kings in the first round.
I don't want to see that again.
Like let's move on.
But that was the thing they wanted.
I know.
They
Nobody
wanted
wants
the
to see it
interdivision.
anymore.
We get tired of it as fans of the game, and then we go away from it, and we go back to it. It's just this vicious cycle. It's like rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat.
I get it, but I
It's just
because they wanted to create new rivalries.
yeah.
And obviously rivalries spark up in the playoffs, but has a rivalry started with Edmonton and LA? To me, I don't think it is.
I don't think it could have been a rivalry if the Kings did their part in winning some series there.
They totally blew it.
But how many times? 4 in a row? 3?
4.
I'm blanking 4.
4 years in a row. Yeah.
4 years in a row. The Oilers have won all 4. It's not a rivalry.
And in pretty
when it's one team.
convincing fashion.
Yeah, there's only one that went to 7.
So is Vegas and Edmonton really that big of a rival?
Nope.
No. I mean, they traded series, but it's not really.
There's a little animosity, a tiny amount, but
Edmonton and Dallas?
no.
Not really.
No.
That just as much as Edmonton and Florida right now.
Yeah.
I'd say Edmonton.
Well, Edmonton and Florida has a much bigger rivalry to me,
Just
but that's
the stakes.
the stakes there, but it's
Yeah.
also to Chuck
Yeah, the guys on the
because
teams.
he was in Calgary doing his thing. So I do think that Florida Edmonton, there's a rivalry there.
But so that's how they're made, though, is by the stakes and who's on the teams, right? Like so to me, because you play a team in a division however many times doesn't mean they're going to be a rivalry. Obviously, the Battle of Alberta is one thing because it's the location and
The Edmonton Vancouver series.
That was a fun series.
And that's they only played once. It was because the two guys or the two teams and the fans going at it. Like that's what created that rivalry.
The fans were ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Especially on, listen, I know Edmonton fans are very passionate,
Yes.
but the Vancouver ones going into that series with the
videos
expletive,
Yes.
those guys, like that was
Ridiculous.
over the line.
Yes, being on Twitter for that was quite the man.
It was a bit silly.
It was an
Yeah.
adventure.
Yeah.
The nasty chats were crazy
I can't
too.
even imagine the pre and post stuff that you were having to deal
wild,
with. Yeah,
for lack of a better term. Sorry.
But
Bad pun.
but yeah, to me, it's the rivalries are born with the players that are going up against each other, locations maybe, but the stakes of the games you're playing in as well. So to me, the LA Kings and the Oilers playing the first round every year to me does not create a rivalry. These division matchups, they're not like it doesn't give stakes at all to the rivalry. It's what happens actually on the ice. So to me,
I would say
the one to
proximity,
8.
though.
What, sorry?
I would say proximity.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yeah.
Battle of Alberta,
Yeah,
Battle
that's
of New
huge.
York,
Of
all
course.
that kind of stuff. Vancouver being the most western city in Canada. And then you had-
Antagonistic fan base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so.
So
YouTube,
interesting.
YouTube Trav over in the chat says, first time in my life I look forward to watching the Wild play.
Yeah. You know what?
boring brand of hockey.
But good for them though. They have some
Gotta
exciting
love it.
guys now. Like,
They do now.
They do. Kaprizov, Hughes, Boldy, like Wallstead's a stud in net. I love Brock Faber's game. I think Brock Faber's a stud.
Yeah.
They have good guys over there. I'm curious to see if it'll translate to playoff success. But
Yeah. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Euphoeminian? You're trying to tell me the Kings and Oilers aren't rivals? I don't
not.
think they're rivals.
I don't think they
they're
are.
not.
There's
You think
not
they
even,
are?
There's not
I
even
don't.
like a. Is there even a pugilistic
I think both teams. I think the Kings hate the Oilers more than the Oilers hate the Kings, and that's obviously just because of what happens.
Yeah.
in the
Like the
series.
Oilers
Easy E even said rivalry for the Kings, maybe.
Yeah.
Easy E makes a good point.
Oilers don't have like. There should be no reason why. Like, I mean, yeah, they match
It's
up
like a
against.
kid playing with its food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
until the Kings win a series and do it in a way where you're pissing off the Oilers. Like they have no reason to hate the Kings.
I think the only time that there was a little bit starting was when Mikey Anderson gave the old horse collar pull to Draisaitl.
Yeah.
And messed up his ankle.
Ankle,
Yeah.
That might have been the only time that I thought it was going to start to push that way,
Yep.
but then it was just pretty quick.
I mean, Doughty's a mouthy guy. Like,
Yeah, but I
like,
mean,
likes
he-
to get in people's kitchen.
Well, how much could he do though? Because
No,
he's
yeah,
consistently
it's, like-
chasing David and Draisaitl
Yeah,
around.
no,
That's fair.
the Kings made a deal yesterday that has technically made their team worse.
Yep.
With Philip Deneau leaving, and again, like I don't know if this Kings roster is good enough to win a round in the playoffs. Like even it's not even it's just the Oilers. Like they're not. I mean, they're not a good enough team to win a round right now.
It's interesting what's happening in the Pacific Division. Going into action today in the Pacific, you have Vegas leading the way at 40 points through 32 games. They're tied with Anaheim. Anaheim has played 35 games, just like Edmonton. Anaheim with the 42 points as well, like I mentioned. And then the Oilers at 17, 12, and 6, now at 40 points. LA, having played 34 games, one less than the Oilers, 15, 10, and 9, good for 39 points. San Jose still sticking around. They lost their last game, 17, 15, and 3. Utah's right there. So St. Louis has kind of dipped a little bit at 34 points. Winnipeg's looking to figure it out, 2-6-2 in its last 10. Chicago's also dipped. Calgary's kind of waking up a bit, have climbed the ladder. Vancouver has won 3 in a row. They're waking up a bit. Seattle, trading Mason Marchment to Columbus, if you didn't catch that, as well as
Looks
the
like a
Deneau
little
trade
bit of,
happening.
retooling happening.
Retooling in Seattle, realizing that they need to change some things. 1-9 in Seattle's last 10. And then, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you look at it, the Nashville Predators back at the bottom of the barrel and with 30 points, tied with the Seattle Kraken. So that's a glimpse at the Pacific Division and then the bottom half of the Western Conference standings. Colorado just crushing it at 25-2-7. And then you got Dallas 24-7-5 and Minnesota 21-9-5. Minnie has won 6 in a row, by the way. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Tough matchup.
And we're going to get into starting lineups and all of that stuff. We'll get into game changers with Belle as well. We're going to kind of rip it on the fly as it's been a very busy Saturday today with Hello Hockey and the tight turnaround. So we're going to have some fun. We want to hear your input as well. 780-218-9999. Jump to the nasty chat. 2, and then, Benny, do you have a question of the day or do you want to forego that? I'll give that to you. I'll let it be your option.
Forego it for now.
We're going to forego it.
I might have it a little
You're a
bit.
busy boy today,
You're doing a
Benny.
little
Got a lot of
catch-up
stuff on the
right
go
now,
right
yeah.
now.
Yes, you do. Okay, all good. We're going to go to Mike Russo, who tweeted this out. I was going to say texted. He tweeted it out. Jake Middleton, Matt Zuccarello, and Vinny Hinostroza all activated off of IR. Zach Bogosian and Damon Hunt have been placed on IR. Brodin, Middleton, Zuccarello, Hinostroza, and Johansson all eligible to return. Or he does the hard J, Johansson.
Johansson.
Yeah, eligible to return. So we'll give you your starting lineups when the teams hit the ice for warm-up. Obviously, with the Oilers, Connor Ingram has been recalled. His numbers in the AHL have not been strong.
Do we need to talk about this right now? Because I know it's
Well,
gonna be
somebody
brought up.
asked, I think it was Zedmo. Zedmo, if it wasn't you, I apologize. But somebody asked, has Ingram arrived? I would assume he is in tow with the group in Mini. He has an .856 save percentage and a .404 goals against average down in Bakersfield with a 4.5-2 record.
Is that not the worst in the AHL?
Ontario Momes brought that up on Hello Hockey.
I get those numbers and the stats and all that stuff. They're right now you're in an evaluation process for the Oilers. You can't rush to make a trade just for the sake of making a trade. You got to see what you've got, and you got to see how long Jari's actually going to be out for.
Now, Pagnotta, our Hello Hockey
Yep.
insider, David Pagnotta, was on earlier, and basically we asked about this whole Alex Lyon discussion. Obviously, it heats up. Anytime you mention the Oilers, people get crazy, and I saw Guerin from the Combine crew being like, is Lyon an Oiler yet? Dave essentially poured some cold water on that.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to look in. They're going to check in.
They have.
Sure.
We know he's available, but as of right now, and obviously there's a roster freeze as well. That kicked in last night.
Yeah, so there's not much you can do anyway.
Right now. So we'll see what the situation is with Jari and
people have been asking for Ingram for a while. And so now you're going to get a live fire look at him.
how hard is it to find your game at the NHL level when it hasn't been happening for you at the AHL level?
Well, I mean, thought you were going to just ask how hard is it when you've been out for a while? Like, there's timing. There's.
Well, we're talking about Ingram as a goalie. I know you're not a goalie,
yeah.
but
it's even just the timing of it. So yeah, he's not playing well in the minors, but he also was he almost for a year off, right?
No.
Or was it 2?
I have got his.
I think it was a year off. But
It was like leaning. It was getting close towards a year.
Yeah. It's not easy to come back from that. When you're out for an extended period of time and you're all of a sudden facing shots you haven't seen in a long time, like it's going to take a little bit of time to get your game back. Mm-hmm. Whether that's an injury or if you had to leave for personal reasons or whatever that looks like, just think of Connor Brown. When Connor Brown first came back after his injury, people are like, well, what happened to this guy? But it took time to get his game back.
Right.
And slowly but surely, it's starting to work back. And for Ingram, it's the same thing. It's now obviously he didn't have the injury. He had to leave because of personal reasons.
Yep.
But yeah.
You're away from the game.
You're away from the game. It's hard. So
Belle, you've said that in some cases that the AHL is harder to play in than the NHL.
Absolutely it is.
Do you think it's similar for a goalie because there's more chaos in the AHL?
Yes.
That you think that maybe the NHL being I guess it's a bad word to say it's more predictable, but you kind of know what's going to happen in the NHL. Do you think that can help them?
I think that you have a better understanding of where things are going to come from. Now, the NHL has the elite of the elite, the best shooters. So when you're saying it's a harder game, it sounds a little bit crazy to say that, but the overall play and structure of it is very different in the minors because everybody, and we talked about this on Hello Hockey, you have 3 different groupings of players all getting to one, and everybody's trying to stand out for their own different reasons. And it's just scrambly hockey. And so you may lose that guy backdoor when you're not supposed to lose that guy backdoor. Now, has that happened here in Edmonton? Yes, it has.
Many times.
But there's still more of a predictability going on in the NHL. Now, the elite shooters, that's just a whole nother conversation. But it could help his game. It could help him be a little bit more calm and composed and understand where, some of these shots are coming from. There's more studying, more game tape, more angles. It could help him for sure.
Excuse me. Your starting goalies for today, by the way, we have them confirmed. It will be Calvin Pickard for the Oilers, Philip Gustafsson for the Minnesota Wild. So no Connor Ingram just yet in an Oilers jersey. Okay. Text us 780-218-9999. Jump to the chat. We're going to get to your injury report first. And then, like I said, we're going to hold off starting lineups until the teams hit the ice for warm up. I don't want to predict the starting lineups because I think there's going to be some tweaks. And I read that tweet from Mike Russo. On the Wild side of things, we could see a vastly different lineup than the last game with all the IR players coming off of IR and being activated. So we can give you the injury report, though, however, which is brought to you, as always, by Advantage Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists. You have a bag of frozen peas, so get the same locker room approach trusted by the best in the game at Advantage Sport Medicine. Book your assessment today, www.advantagesportmed.ca, or call 780-460-9977 for the Oilers. It's a long list, and we're seeing more of this with this condensed schedule. Not a lot of practice time, lots of travel, guys getting sick, this and that. Tristan Jarry, IR, lower body. Kasperi Kapanen, IR, knee. Jack Roslovic, LTIR, undisclosed. sensitive male area. Jake Wallman, lower body IR. Alec Regula was dealing with an illness. He missed that game in Boston. We'll see if he's back and ready to go again. They did play Riley Stillman the other night in Boston in that 3-1 win. Noah Philp, LTIR, expected to be out until at least January 3rd, according to CBS Sports. And then Connor Clattenburg, eye injury, IR as well. As for the Minnesota Wild, they activated a bunch of players. I'll go over it again, but right now Zach Bogosian, IR. Marcus Johansson was day-to-day with a lower body issue, and then Damon Hunt has been placed on IR with an undisclosed injury. But here you go. From Russo, Michael Russo, Jake Middleton, Matt Zuccarello, Vinny Hinostroza, all activated off of IR. Bogosian, Damon Hunt placed on IR. So they could have Brodin, Middleton, Zuccarello, Hinostroza, and Johansson eligible to return to the lineup. So that's why we're holding off on starting lineups.
That makes sense. And if you have those guys coming back, that's a completely different roster. It's
a
way deeper roster.
For a team that's won
6 in a row.
6 in a row. Getting those guys back, pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, you could also say, well, the roster will be different because guys that have been playing consistently in that 6-game winning streak are now out. So maybe there's a little bit of opportunity while these guys are trying to get their game and catch up a little bit. Mm-hmm. Maybe a little bit of opportunity, but the way that guys train and rehab and all that stuff, I don't see that. But let's see what the rosters look like when they
hit the ice.
Lineups come up when they hit the ice.
Yeah, they should be on the ice in about 10 minutes, and we'll update you then. Do we have Chris Knobloch yet? We're working on it. Okay, good. We can do game changers in the meantime.
Yeah, sure.
yes, we are contractually obligated.
Yes, we are. So
changers.
We're gonna do it.
Game changers, as always, brought to you by Damon Bunting Real Estate. David Bunting, consistent top producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 18 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, or visit his Instagram at Damon Bunting Real Estate. Bellsy, first point of Dame.
First one is get to the elite goaltending. So Wallstead, Gustafson, they've got fantastic goaltending.
Yeah.
It's something that the Oilers need to do. The last time they played against the Minnesota Wild, they lost. They didn't get enough traffic to the net. And it's very cliche. We all know what it is, but pucks, bodies to the net, make it hard for the opposing goaltender to see them. Usually, you get more goals from it. Mm-hmm. So when you get a guy like Gustafson, who obviously is competing for a spot, he doesn't want to just give it up to Wallstead. And Wallstead's been fantastic since being in the league.
Yep.
But if you're Gustafson, that was your particular spot. You were the starting goaltender prior.
And so he's played the majority of the games. He's played 22 to 13.
But he's going to come in and he's going to be hungry and he's going to want it. And for the Oilers, you're going to have to be on your game, and you're going to have to crash the net, and you're going to have to Connor McDavid flying around and Draisaitl doing his things, but you got to get pucks and bodies to the net. Pure and simple.
Philip Gustafson, by the way, is 11-8-3 with a 249 goals against average, 912 save percentage, 3 shutouts this season in 22 games played. The 27-year-old against Edmonton over the course of his career, a 2-2 record, 441 goals against average, 880 save percentage. So not great numbers in the 4 games he's faced the Oil in his career. If you look at Wallstedt, his numbers, we're calling it an all-time heater. He's 23 years old, 10-1-2 with a 196 GAA, 936 save percentage, 4 shutouts in 13 games. Bellsy, you got 7 shutouts.
It's unbelievable.
7 shutouts in what? 35 games?
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
That's good team defense. That's great really goaltending. Commitment to the system, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. A lot of great players on this
They play a defensive brand, and they're all committed to doing it, and then they go out and they score when they need to. They got guys that can put the puck in the net, and it's an efficient way to play hockey. It's low event, which is actually my second point.
All right.
Play low event hockey. The Minnesota Wild have given up 89 goals this season. The Edmonton Oilers have given up 119.
Yes, they have.
What we just saw in Boston is they played a really solid road game. It was low event. Don't turn over pucks needlessly. Get them out when you need to, and then be able to capitalize on the offensive side when you get those chances. And in this particular game, like, this is one of the best teams in the National Hockey League. They're going to try to shut you down defensively. And they've done a great job doing that, because I think Colorado's got 79 goals against. Washington's got 88. So they're in the top 3 in goals against. So you know that they're going to push you physically. You know that they're going to try to clamp you down. You need to find ways to score, but you can't give up untimely goals. You can't have egregious turnovers, and you can't have lapses in the defensive zone if you expect to win against the Minnesota Wild.
Tough task for sure. It is Game Changers, brought to you as always by Damon Bunting Real Estate. All right, Bellsy, what's point number 3?
Point number 3 is the special teams. The one area that you have, in my opinion, the advantage is the power play, where you're clipping along at 31.9%. 32% in the NHL is a pretty good power play.
Hell yeah, it is.
The kill for the Wild is 79.5. So you have an opportunity there, like I just mentioned in point 2, if you're taking care of your game and you have a fairly tidy, D zone and tidy game where you're not having a ton of chances, and you need those opportunities, well, the power play is one opportunity to get you a few goals. Maybe it's a difference in the game, but to me, this is a one area here that the Oilers do have the advantage, because the power play for the Wild is at 23.7%, which it's still good.
9th in the league.
It's 9th in the league, but it's not at 32%, which
Second
is just
in the
different
league for the Oilers. PK wise, these two teams, bottom third, 79% for Edmonton. That's 22nd. The Wild at 79.5% is 21st. The Oil with 4 shorthanded goals. Mini with 3 shorthanded goals. Edmonton's penalty kill has slipped. Yeah, I think it climbed into.
I think it was at 17th at one point, wasn't it? Or was
it got
13th?
higher than that briefly.
13th.
Yeah, I think it got up to 13th, and it's kind of slipped lately. But both teams on the PK not particularly strong at this point. All right, that is Game Changers, brought to you by Damon Bunting Real Estate. Mike Russo just posted that Zuccarello, Middleton, Brodin, and Johansson, as well as Vinny Hinostroza, are all in warm-ups. We're going to have some lineups for you, but first we're going to hear from head coach Chris Knobloch, who spoke a little bit earlier in the day. Let's hear from the Oil and their bench boss.
Calvin Pickard here.
Calvin is starting goalie,
Do you have any other lineup changes at all?
No lineup changes, no.
Okay. When it comes to preparing against this Minnesota Wild squad, how much does it defer now that Quinn Hughes is in the fold?
Obviously, he's a very dangerous player, and we know him quite well in just all the games that we played against him when he was in Vancouver. Just whether he helps the team on breaking the pucks out or in the offensive zone, very shifty, dynamic with the puck, and if you're not prepared on that, he can make you look silly and usually make some nice plays. So we definitely have an awareness of him, but not only him, they've got a lot of dangerous players on their team.
You guys are coming off a well-rounded effort in Boston, but on the back end, Riley Stillman, what did you think of his Oilers debut a couple nights ago?
They were solid. Made some nice plays getting out. About a half an inch away from scoring a goal. Rang one off the inside of the goal post. For a guy that hadn't played for us, I don't think my review on him could have been any better. I thought he played a really good, strong game.
You still have to get through today's game, but would you maybe consider Connor Ford? Generally, you split goalies, but afternoon game, yes, I wonder.
Playing back-to-back, whether it's goaltending, forwards, defense, we do have extra guys. There'll probably be some, no matter what happens tonight, having some lineup changes just because of the back-to-back, and not only back-to-back, but the travel also.
And any update on Tristan Jarry?
No update yet.
Okay, there is Chris Knobloch, head coach of the Edmonton Oilers. So he's saying same lineup as the other night. Just double checking here. If we see, I'll just go to it from the other night. This is what the Oilers rolled out against Boston. It got the job done. McDavid between Nugent Hopkins and Hyman. Draisaitl with Podkolzin and Savoy. That line's been pretty good. Henrique with Mangiapane and Janmark. And then Trent Frederick with Mac Max Jones and Quinn Hudson, who scored his first NHL goal. On defense, Matthias Ekholm with Evan Bouchard, Darnell Nurse with Spencer Stasny, and then Riley Stillman with Ty Emberson. So if they're not changing anything, Alec Regula remains out. He was dealing with an illness the other day, and that seems to be going around a little bit with the Oilers. Anything stand out to you there? So no update on Jari, by the way. Not shocked.
Not shocked.
The Stillman conversation.
Okay.
He gets pretty glowing review from Knoblauch. I mean, he did have a good game. He was solid. It's been interesting because with Stillman and Stastny in the lineup, like those guys aren't really doing. They're not going out of their comfort zone, I guess is the best way to say it. Like they're just playing. They're just going out. They're moving pucks. They're playing a simple game. And based on what we just saw from those two, like maybe it's a little bit of like what the Oilers needed. Just guys that come in and just say, hey, like we're just going to focus on moving pucks out of the zone, getting off our stick onto the forward stick, and we're going to try to play as best defensively as we possibly can. And you saw a pretty clean, tidy game. Like there wasn't a ton of turnovers in Boston.
I was pretty surprised with how well he kind of fit in.
He's played 160
he's played,
games.
That's more than
it's
more than Regula. It's more than Stasny.
And he just gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More than Emberson.
Yeah, and those are the three young defensemen that the Oilers are kind of relying on to play bottom pair, and for one of them, top four. They have Riley Stillman coming in who has more games and more experience than those guys, which is, I guess, there's two ways to look at that. You can go, that's a nice a defenseman to have. Mm-hmm. But you also look at it and go, you're relying on three defensemen with under 100 games in their career.
Now, that's what I was looking at after the Kulak deal.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm optimistic that Regula develops. I'm optimistic that Emberson takes another step as he grows in his role as an NHLer. I'm optimistic that Spencer Stasny can become a consistent everyday NHL defenseman, especially after giving up Brett Kulak. But that's hard considering how tough the position is to begin with. Mm-hmm. And then half of your blue line is those guys right now without Jake Wallman, with him being hurt right now. That's tough.
It is tough. I look at it like these guys can all skate.
Good.
And that's a big piece of the puzzle. Because if you got a guy that's, he comes in, he lumbers around the ice, it's too hard to be able to do that in today's NHL. And when you look at those guys, like they all can skate, they all move the pucks fairly well. Emberson's probably the most physical of the bunch. So I think there is reason to be optimistic because they go out and they just play D. And if anything, the Oilers needed, they just go out and play D. They need guys to go out and play D.
No toe drags at the blue line.
And guys for them to just, hey, we're just moving pucks north. Because the Oilers have good forwards, and you want Connor McDavid with the puck on his stick. You don't want to just consistently hold on to it, which is something the Oilers have done for a long time. And if you have those guys as stopgaps while, Wallman's working his way back, because everybody's going to get pushed down a little bit more. Mm-hmm. But for stopgaps, it's a pretty decent crew.
Yep. I'm curious to see how not only just this D-core, but this team is fully healthy, because we haven't seen that yet. There hasn't been a game this year where every single Oilers player was healthy. So I'm very curious to see how it is, because there's the question of depth scoring, right? When Jack Roslovic comes back, where does everyone slot in after? And when they're slotted into those roles, can they produce in those roles? Mm-hmm. Is a discussion. Defense, Jake Wallman, he's had some tough times earlier this year when he was healthy. I still believe he can be a very solid top four defenseman for them. I liked what I saw in the playoff run they had last year with him. And if he's in playing top 4 minutes, you're pushing down Regula, and then you're playing, I don't know, probably Regula's probably out right now, and you go Emberson, Stasny. How do they look with those minutes, even though they're kind of giving those minutes right now anyway? I'm very curious, but I just don't know. We were talking about with Steve Staios on Hello Hockey. It's like with the condensed schedule, injuries seems like they're piling up for teams, and Minnesota Wild are just getting some guys back, but they still have
A lot
guys
of
on
guys.
ice. Like, who knows if we'll see this team fully healthy at some point this year? And if we do, I'm very curious to see how they play and what it looks like, because they're at times their depth scoring is an issue. Sometimes they're in their own zone. They're leaking chances. Luckily, Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl have been clipping at record-breaking like clips. It feels like to kind of mask it in a way. I just wonder if that's going to be able to continue.
We shall see this afternoon. Quick lineup update. This from Tony Brower over at Oilers TV. He's down in Minnesota. McDavid, Nugent Hopkins, Hyman, Draisaitl, Podkolzin, and Frederick on the second line, right
So
wing.
they do go back. That was a post-game question I asked, because they bumped Savoy down and they moved Frederick up.
We all know that blenders come
Oh,
out.
yeah. But he's been kind of sticking with it recently.
Yeah.
That was, to me, was that the time to pull the trigger on Frederick going top? I mean, he had one of his better games in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I thought Savoy felt like he was just taking off with his
I agree
offensive
with you.
upside.
Yep.
Henrique with Mangiapane and Savoy. Janmark between Jones and Hudson. Ekholm with Bouchard. Nurse with Stasny. Stillman with Emerson Pickard in goal, like we mentioned. So there you go. There's the updated lineup for the Oilers. Frederick on the second line. You like that? 780-218-9999. Jump into the nasty chat. Here is the lines for the Minnesota Wild via Michael Russo. Hartman between Kaprizov and Zuccarello. Eriksson X entering Johansson and Boldy. Yurov between Trennan and Tarasenko. Sturm with Foligno and Hinostroza. Hughes paired up with Faber. Brodin with Spurgeon. Middleton with Juracek. Philip Gustafsson in goal. Pitlick, Kierstead are out. So there's your starting lineups. How about that?
I don't know about the hey, he did play better in Boston.
He did.
And if you can get a little bit more out of him, great. Are they doing that because Minnesota does have some physicality in their middle six, and they just want to give him some more minutes to kind of
They've got some big boys there.
Yeah.
to deter maybe a little bit?
I think they're trying to get Frederick going. And they're trying to, I think, reward him for a game where he looked solid.
Does that indicate he is, I don't know, like a lack of confidence, I think is fair.
We've talked about how I think the Oilers, maybe Knobloch didn't express to Frederick what his role really should be. You know what I mean? Like at the start of the year, they paired him with McDavid and Draisaitl at the start of the year.
I don't even think you should have to explain to Frederick what his role is.
He should know he's a bottom six guy, like wasn't hits guys and pots the odd goal.
Not necessarily, but like, hey, Frederick, you know what you did in Boston.
Yeah.
Who were you in Boston? So whether you were a top six guy or your bottom six guy, you played a certain way.
Yeah.
That to me is more about what you're looking for if you're the Oilers. Like you put him in the top six, cool. You put him in the bottom six, cool. Don't care. But I want to see the guy that was in Boston that everybody was sitting there like they're clamoring for this guy because he provided a physical presence. He was played in your face hockey and he would chip in. Like he had 40 points. Yep. And I think 39 the year before. So I think that's really what you're trying to see out of Frederick.
Yeah, like he has talent, and we've seen rock bottom with him here. Like to me, you can't get any worse than what he was.
Ineffective.
Yes, like and it's not even like he was putting up points. Like there was nothing he was doing out there. So I think they're trying to get a jump out of him, and they're like, okay, you know what? Play with Draisaitl. If you're really back and starting to produce or have an impact on the game, okay, here's Draisaitl. Go show us. I understand that thought process a little bit, but to me though, like overall, this team's been playing pretty well. They've done a pretty good job of scoring and all that, and Savoy had a factor in that. Savoy's probably a third liner when Rostovic's healthy, but to me, you're not putting Frederick over Rostovic when he's back. So Frederick's going to have to get pushed down anyway. So I don't know. Maybe they're just trying to jump his confidence right now when they have the chance to, but I just don't know if it's going to pay off. Oh, who knows? Well, I guess
Savoy
we'll see.
seems to have a little bit more chemistry with Draisaitl than Roslovic does.
Roslovic was good with McDavid.
Yeah.
Better
Yeah.
with McDavid, you think?
But I don't know if do you break up that Nugent Hopkins, McDavid, Hyman line?
I wouldn't at first.
Because to me, when they're playing their best, like they might be the best line in hockey. Like they're up there.
Good to quite good.
Yeah. And I think Nuge just weirdly kind of took a step from previous years where it's like it seemed like he can kind of be a play driver, and maybe that is best for a third line. I don't know, the Nashcast I'm talking about a little bit. Like maybe you do put him on the third line, you give him Henrique and Mangiapane or something, and then you go Savoy, McDavid, Hyman, or Roslovic, McDavid, Hyman, and then Savoy, Dry, Pods, or whatever, right? I don't mind the idea. I guess it just kind of has to be off a feel, but I mean that top line, the way they're playing right now, like I have a hard time breaking that up.
Coach Mike texting in 780-218-9999 says, any chance this is someone above Knobloch nudging him to give Frederick more ice time?
It could be, but Knobloch's kind of also proven that he doesn't really care.
Good point.
I kind of said like how he treats Quinn Hudson with this ice time feels like Stan's like, I'm calling up Quinn Hudson, and then Knobloch goes, okay, well I'm not really going to use him. Like
659 and then 629 in his two games.
Like why are you calling him up? I'm not going to use him. Like it kind of feels like there's like a weird like disconnection. I obviously don't think that's really the case, but again, Quinn Hudson scores in under 7 minutes. Great for him. Like good
Nice
for him.
goal.
No, yeah, nice goal scores goal. Some would say, but I don't think the minutes are going to go up for him today. I expect probably the same. That's just how Knobloch
Does
rolls.
his game translate well against the Minnesota Wild? They have a lot of speed and skill, but they also have some big boys that can
Boston does too.
roughhouse.
He ended up scoring. So I'm curious. I like his chemistry with Max Jones. So I like that on the fourth line, but I just don't know. Like, once again, he scored last game. Great. How often is that going to happen for a guy that plays 7 minutes like him? I don't know.
Let's go to Todd in Bonnyville texting and says, hopefully some of the Wild returnees take some penalties, hooking/holding, a step out of time, leading to power play opportunities. Could that happen, do you think, with all these guys coming back and having missed a bunch of time?
Because sometimes you get that bump, the adrenaline bump, where you haven't played for a long time and you have an unbelievable game, but then you have a dip. But there's other guys that come in and they tiptoe their way through the game. And so it takes a little bit of time to catch up to where the actual pace of play is. So you're hoping that it's the latter, and guys come out with a little bit of trepidation,
Rust.
Take them a little while to get into the game. And like you mentioned, maybe they take a few penalties and the others can get on the power play and do their work.
We shall see.
But I don't feel like we should hope for that. I just want to see the Oilers have a really good, complete game.
More of what we saw
Yep.
in Boston. I know in Pittsburgh was a good game too for the Oilers overall, and they had those 2 late goals that they allowed. But it should be an interesting matchup. All right, let's go ahead.
I do have something that's kind of funny.
Okay.
Because we were kind of talking about it on Hello Hockey earlier, and it's just a comment that I just saw. It was Dick's Insider. Only 929 more sleeps until McJesus signs with the LA Kings.
Got him.
It's a hell of a thing for you to say to me.
I'm your huckleberry.
Dixon, calm down, sir.
You bet.
Nobody really wants to play in LA, it seems like.
Yes. We heard Dave Pagnato talk about the situation with Dano. We've heard guys not wanting to go to
sign
LA.
it,
Yeah. I don't know why. And Dave talked about why it wasn't a destination anymore on another show. But yes, that's come up.
Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
Coming.
Come on.
Find it.
I know that he was just trolling, but at the same time, like it's one of those things that LA is not as desirable as it used to be.
It's
completely different, and I don't know what's changed or like where the luster is gone, but it almost seems like more people are trying to sign in Anaheim, San Jose, not necessarily LA. So I understand it was a trolling comment, but
I believe the reason why that is because the Ducks and San Jose Sharks have a direction. The Kings,
that's fair.
I don't think the Kings do.
Yeah.
I think the Kings are a middling team that have. I think they're just waiting for Kopitar to retire, and then we'll see from there. I guess Kempe just signed long term there, and Doughty's getting there in age. But to me, they don't have a roster right now that is good enough to win a Stanley Cup. So it's like, I think players are looking at that going, okay, like, why would I go there? When I can go get paid by, if I want to go play for a team that just is going to pay me the most, but they suck, okay, at least I'm getting paid. In LA, they're probably going to try to cut you down on salary, but then you're also not a good team, or a good enough team to win a cup. You're kind of just in that weird middle, my guess. Obviously, it's a great like spot to live in and stuff.
It's not on the board anymore. It's JMO.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're still looking for something.
I was. It's gone. Whatever. Anyway, you can text us 780-218-9999. Get to the nasty chat. We have a few minutes left here on the pregame show.
Dixon
Oilers
is
and
nasty.
Wild. He's been texting in a lot.
He got hustled a couple months ago.
Did he get?
It was great.
Got Bellsy too.
I got Bellsy. He got someone else too recently.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about this.
I want to get to the game day odds.
Sorry. Yes, go ahead.
What do you want to talk about? It's all about you today. It's all about you.
It's all about me.
Yeah.
I'll take over the show. Oilers stream pre and post with Ben Thomson. This is the Oilers' another chance to make it 3 games in a row.
Where they win?
First
3-game winning streak?
First 3-game winning streak of the year.
Very tough task.
Here you go. Here's another opportunity. You have your opportunity here against a good Minnesota Wild team.
Are we thinking about that too much? I was thinking about hold on.
You got to have a winning streak at some point.
Hold on. I've been thinking about this because the last time we talked about it. But if you go 2-1 all the time,
it's not the worst record. You're pretty good.
You're pretty good. So
but,
are we overthinking the long? Because we've seen all the different long winning streaks here in Edmonton. So I get it and I understand fully where we're at. But if you have, let's say, 5 3-game stretches of you going 2-1, are we not more or less accomplishing the same thing?
That's pretty good, but sustaining success, I think, is important. Getting hot is important. Yeah. Finding a groove is important. They haven't really done that, although lately they've been way better, which is good, and they deserve credit for that.
I don't disagree with any of the things that you guys are saying, but it is a conversation piece where it's like, okay, like 2-1 over the course of your segments of let's 5 games.
2-1. Sure.
You're still going to get to the same destination, essentially.
But for the rough start, I think they're needing a win streak here.
Choppy waters out of the gate this year.
Like I think if they could, we've seen it. Like this team can go on very, very long winning streaks. So I think they probably need one here just for confidence and just they've been playing a whole lot better recently, but I still think they could benefit off of a deep and long winning streak.
Can I get to the game? Yeah,
go. I mean,
is that okay with you?
We could skip it if I'm just kidding.
No, we're contractually obligated to give the game day odds check. Brought to you by Play Alberta.
Go ahead, Tom. Go ahead, Tom Gazzola.
Play in Alberta because it stays in Alberta, safe and secure. The revenue generated from Play Alberta is redirected into Alberta's General Revenue Fund, which is used to support programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. You can hit the promo codes EST50, $50 deposit, $50 free bet. EST Casino, $50 deposit, $50 casino bonus. EST Sports, $50 deposit gets you $50 free bet. The money line for today, Edmonton plus 109 dogs. And Mini is the favorite at minus 128. The over-under still set at 6.5, guys. Minus 120 on the over, minus 110 on the under. That is the game day odds check brought to you by Play Alberta. Let's pass it off to the host of the show, Ben Thomson.
Thanks, Tom. I really appreciate it.
Let me know how I can help.
My producer.
I don't know what these buttons
My
do.
ghostwriter.
Yeah.
No, I think with the Oilers though, it's like you made a good prediction last game, Bellsy, with the under in Boston. I think if the Oilers are going to win today with Cal Pickard in that, I think the over is going to have to happen. I think they're going to have to score some goals.
I still think it's going to be the under.
That's fair. I think Pickard's going to have one of those games where it's like he lets in 3 on like 28 shots, but he made the big save when he kind of had to. And we're talking about, his numbers are bad, but he held the team in when they needed it, and the Oilers put up 5 tonight or something.
I got 4-2 Edmonton.
Okay.
I got 4-2.
Okay.
I'm not going to put a name beside it. 4-2. That's going to be the score.
Producer Tom?
I'm not going to acknowledge that. NH Blecker says win streaks are a bonus, but not a requirement in a season that features the Olympics.
That's fair.
I would want a winning streak.
Yeah.
What does Dixon say?
Don't know. Don't know.
He did his job today. He's clocking out.
Yeah, he's done.
Okay, we've been on the air for 3 straight hours. It's been a lot of fun. We need to get something to eat. We have to still decide what we're going to have together. It's a day where the 3 of us are hanging out pretty much all day here at the EST Global HQ. Oilers and Wild. The Wild getting a bunch of players back. Edmonton going to Calvin Pickard with Tristan Jarry out, closing out a 5-game road trip. They play the Vegas Golden Knights tomorrow night. The schedule is crazy. But we're in the stretch to get to the Christmas break, just 3 days. And then the Oilers have a bookend with the Calgary Flames before and after, home and home, if you will, around the Christmas break. That's going to do it for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. For Benny and Bellsy, I'm Tommy saying enjoy the Oilers and Wild. We'll see you after the game. Ciao for now.